Hi guys, this is Michael Netbook Live again, and I'm here today with the Sony Vaio M. This is not the first Vaio I've tested, not the first 10-inch Vaio on the market. This is actually a device that has been available in Europe and I believe in the US for quite a couple of months, but I just managed to get my hands on it, so I thought I'd give it a quick spin. First of all, this is the blue version. As you can see, the dark blue version looks quite nice. Of course, it's a Vaio, so construction is very solid. The lid doesn't bend, and of course you have the Vaio logo right here on the hood. Looks very nice. Let's take a look of it. As you can see, this is a 10-inch device. Pretty solid, pretty nice looking, a little bit thick, but overall okay. The casing is matte. In fact, the entire casing is matte, even inside you're going to see, so this is very nice. But this finish still catches smudges, but it won't have any problems with fingerprints and stuff like this, so pretty nice thing. Okay, let's take a look at the ports. In fact, ports on this machine are a little bit odd placed, not like on regular netbooks. First of all, you have the headset and microphone on the front, which is a problem for me because I like using my computer when in bed and I'm going to hold it like this. And then you can see this headset jack is now blocked and I can't use a headset in there. Okay, what you have here is the wireless button. Right here, this is the wireless button. These are a couple of indicators, battery indicators and all the other LEDs, and this is the power button. If you don't know this, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time finding it because usually other producers don't place it like this. Okay, on this part you have 3 USB ports. All the USB ports are on this right side, which is not that great because this part might get cluttered with cables if you want to use them all, but at least they're properly spaced, so you can even get a thicker USB drive or something. This right here is the Kensington lock. On the back there's actually not that much. It's the battery. This is the battery right here and the hinges for the screen. And on this other side you have the PSU, and this is a cooling vent, VGA output, LAN, and card reader. It supports SD cards and Sony's Pro Duo cards. What I don't like about this thing is that they place it so in front, towards the front side. So if you're going to use the LAN, you're going to have a bothering cable. It will come around here and it might bother you a little bit. It would have been a lot nicer if they place it right here, so you won't have that problem. Okay, let's open the lid now. This is how it looks. As you can see, this part right here is silver. The entire device is made. This is made. The trackpad is made. The area around the screen, and actually the screen itself. This is one of the biggest advantages of this device. It comes with a made screen, and a few 10-inch laptops do that. What you might also notice is that you don't have a chiclet keyboard. This is a standard flat keyboard, 93% full size, so pretty cramped. They could have made it perhaps bigger because they have this space right here and right here. Okay, what's also weird about the keyboard is that you see there's this big space right here, so the trackpad is a little bit cramped, and the palm rest as well. Why they did this is because they placed the speakers right here. Usually on netbooks the speakers are placed on the bottom and facing downwards. This allows better. The speakers on this machine are placed upwards right here, so this allows better volume and overall sound quality. Okay, about the keyboard, like I said, it's not a chiclet keyboard, but it's actually a very good keyboard. You have a little flex, almost no flex at all. and it's very comfortable. You're going to have to get used with the smaller F keys right here, but overall it's very nice. You have a proper size shift right here, proper size shift right here as well. The arrow keys are quite nice. It's one of the best keyboards I've seen on a 10-incher right now. Of course, the Vaio W, which is their other 10-incher, has a chiclet keyboard. That's good as well, but that's not that bad also. The trackpad, it's quite small actually. It's but that's not exactly its biggest problem. It's a little bit imprecise sometimes, and have some blind areas around here, around the margins. So not the best keyboard out there. And you have two click buttons, which are actually quite okay, and are separated for right click, right and left click. So they're quite good, and you don't have to press that hard in order to use them. So that's okay. But the trackpad is a little bit cramped. As you've seen, I've powered up the device. I'm going to show you the screen. Usually on it was on standby, hibernation, something. Okay. Usually you would have seen me right now. I was on a glossy screen. You would have seen me reflecting in the screen, but not on this machine. The screen is actually very nice. This is full brightness. It looks very okay. One of the best on the market on a 10-incher. I usually don't use it on full brightness because I don't have to. 50% is just okay. Comes with wireless N. It doesn't come with Bluetooth though. Okay, what I wanted to show you, first let's talk about the hardware actually. This one has the Intel Atom N470 inside with 1 GB of RAM, 250 GB hard drive, and Windows 7 starter. That's pretty standard. Of course, the N470 is a little bit faster. It's clocked at 1.83 GHz, while the standard N450 is a little bit slower, but you won't see great improvement in performances. Still, if you know what to expect from a 10-inch netbook, this one can provide. It can run all kind of applications. It can run mail, browsing, chatting program. It can be used to write texts. It's actually quite okay. Of course, it won't run HD clips, 180p HD clips. It won't run games because that's just what netbooks are not meant for. But for everyday use, this is a very nice device. I don't know. I won't get into many details because performance is pretty standard, so there's not much I could show you right here. I don't know if I have a clip. I don't think so. You should know that it can run 720p clips. Let's try the browser. You see that have it loads very nice and the content looks quite good. Let's try Engadget.com. It's a pretty big page, but it managed to load it fast. Okay. What I don't like, I wanted to show you that the speakers are actually quite good. Let's go on YouTube and let's I don't know, let's try this thing, Karate Kid. It won't be able to play 720p flash, but it should be okay with all other types of flash content. Let's let it load. Okay, the biggest problem of this device is actually battery life. There's only... Okay, let's listen a bit. Okay, volume is not that great, it's okay, but quality is pretty nice. I like it. Okay, so overall a pretty good device from this point of view. In fact, the Vaio M is a very nice device. I tend to write a lot on my netbooks, and this one has a great keyboard, so I pick it for that. The problem is with battery life. Like I said, Sony only got 4-cell battery inside this one, which is enough for, I don't know, up to 4, maybe 4 and a little bit hours of life. And that's quite of a problem today when the competitors offer up to 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours on a single charge. So this one can only offer half. And in terms of prices, this is in fact the most affordable Vaio right now on the market. In the States goes for 400 if I'm not mistaken. But in this price range it competes with the top devices from Asus or Toshiba or I don't know, Lenovo, and those are at least better in terms of battery life. Overall, this is a very nice device, this Vaio M. It's very solid build, it got a great screen, great keyboard. But it's quite expensive, and that battery life is a little bit of a problem. There's also another thing I should mention. I'm going to show you on the back. As you can see, you have almost no cooling vents back here, and you also have no quick access to RAM. So if you want to upgrade it, you're going to have to unscrew this entire part right here. You probably won't lose warranty by doing this, but it's a little bit more complicated than on other netbooks. Okay, but the biggest problem is that because there are no cooling vents right here, this device gets quite hot around this area right here. Actually, quite very hot. It will be a problem when using it on your lap. And with heat, of course, comes noise, because the GPU fan will be in use almost all of the time. And especially if you're going to play a clip or something like this, you will get bothered by the noise. Still, if you want to get a Vaio and you're on a tight budget, this right now is your best offer on the market. But if you want a portable device that can that you can take almost everywhere and can last you for almost an entire day, I believe this is not the best choice. Still, I like it. I like the M, but it's not one of the devices I would recommend buying right now, mainly because of that big problem, which is battery life. If Vaio decided to get it with a bigger battery, a 6-cell battery, this would for sure become a best buy, because it's, like I said, very solid and has a couple of strong points over its competition. Unfortunately, those pale in front of its disadvantages, let's say. Okay, that was it for today. My cut netbook live with the Sony Vaio M. Thanks for watching.